Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Very
sir.
good evening. A very
Good
warm
evening,
welcome
sir.
to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening.
Good
So,
evening, sir.
of course, we are going to share a lot of feelings about how we are all feeling today. So, before that, I would like to introduce myself first. I am Atul Gulati. I will be your IELTS trainer for this 5 weeks, and I'm sure we are going to have a great bond together. I am a certified British Council trainer. I have trained numerous thousands of students for preparing for the IELTS exam, and I'm very happy and proud to share that most of them did exceedingly well. They got, one of the best bands pan India, like 8 or 8.5. Of course, some of them even landed up with 6.5 or 7, depending upon their level of competence. But overall, the results have been very, very encouraging. So I'm sure this session of ours, I'm very, very hopeful, and I really pray that each one of you does very well. And we set new records. So just for you, I want to know which places are you from? I have seen some of your, like you are from Mumbai, you are from Hyderabad. So could you send me in the chat box? At least I would love to know where all of you are from. Great.
Sir, good evening.
Gujarat, Chennai, very nice. Mumbai, Vadodara. Oh, Abhishek, good. Very nice, Samir. Telangana, Andhra, excellent. Okay, Uttar Pradesh, Dehradun too. That's fantastic. Very nice. Oh, Tamil Nadu, great. Rourkela or in Orissa, that's nice. Pune, Kutch. Oh, we have a mixed, nice crowd. Amritsar, Mirzapur, Punjab, Goa too. Wow, that sounds very exciting. Yeah, Rajasthan, nice. I don't think any state has been left uncovered, right? Great, great. Very nice, very nice. Haridwar, wow, that makes it a little religious too, huh? Very good. Srinagar, wow. USSR, oh, that's great. So it's not only a pan India, it's a global session today, huh? Yeah. Yes, yes, Ritik, I understood. I understood the wit. Madurai, great. Okay, very nice, very nice. So happy that we are all from different places. It's nice. I would love to know each one of you, and I'm sure over these 5 weeks we would definitely know each other, right? Much better. Okay, so I also want to know. You will first tell me that I am very, very like super happy and excited and thrilled to be here. I would like to ask you. You remember that movie Yuri, where Vicky Kaushal said to all his soldiers, "Josh." So I want to ask you, are you also in proper Josh to crack your IELTS with me? Please send me a message in the chat box. Great, great. I'm so happy to see so many yes. Very positive. Huh? We must send positive affirmations. These help us. Great. Yes. Yes, absolutely. So we all are sort of vowing together and pledging that we are going to do a great job. Yes, of course, I would love to. Yes, how's the Josh? That's exactly what I wanted to say. Yes, absolutely. If we are in high spirits, if we resolve that we are going to crack the IELTS exam with an excellent band, I'm sure we'll do it together. Okay. Okay. Now, what I want to ask you is uh, two things. One, whether you are a beginner, then you can or are you preparing for IELTS? So if you are preparing for IELTS, do send me a thumbs up. If you are a beginner, please send me a smiley. I'm waiting for the message in the chat box again. Great. So I'm getting some smileys and some thumbs ups also. Huh? Wonderful. Very nice. Beginner. Yes, so it's nice, no? Some of you are beginners, some of you have been preparing. That's great. Okay. Okay, nice. Some of you have your exams on March 13th, which is not too bad. I'm sure you'll be able to do well by then. Great, great. Wonderful. I'm so glad, Sonali, Divisha, Reshma, you send me a thumbs up also. Wonderful. Very nice. Okay, great. Thanks. I really feel encouraged, and I'm happy. Don't you worry. Or if you have your exams, and if you have exams coming up in Feb or March, I did read some messages in the which you had shared in the group also. So very nice that, and you don't have to get worried at all. Like we've already resolved and we are in full josh, right, to crack the IELTS together. Okay, so should we begin? Are you all ready to begin? Yeah, I think we've introduced each other a little bit to some extent. And like I said, we have a lovely journey ahead. So this journey is going to be very fruitful. And ultimately, I'm sure you'll all come out victorious, right? So now I'll begin the presentation for today. And as we go along, we'll talk a lot about IELTS. I'm sure some of you, like you mentioned, the beginners, some of you are preparing. So for those of you who are preparing, obviously you may know some basic features and facts about IELTS. So you'll have to bear with me because the others may not be knowing. So I would like to share some basic facts also as we go along, right? Thank you. And let's begin now. So we're going to talk about IELTS today and about your doubt clarifications and how we are going to prepare. So we'll move on to the slides. Rishabh, are you managing?
No, sir. You have the.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I have already introduced myself, I guess. And I have told you I'm a certified British Council trainer and I have trained over 3,000 students and all of them have done well. And I'm really looking forward to all of you also sharing these laurels with me. So now, as you can see in the slides, what is IELTS, right? So IELTS is first, let's see what it stands for. So it stands for International English Language Testing System. IELTS is an acronym. So what is an acronym? Meaning that every letter stands for a word, every letter. So International English Language Testing System. Now, as you can see that IELTS is an exam which is owned by the University of Cambridge. And it is co-owned also by IDP and British Council. These are the co-owners of IELTS, which means that the University of Cambridge has given the rights to IDP and British Council to conduct exams on their behalf in India. So IELTS, of course, is international, means, all over the globe. The exams are conducted in the same pattern, in the same protocol, but it's not only that, it's like this in India. So many of you have this doubt in your mind, or like which is better, British Council or IDP. So I would definitely like to clear that since the University of Cambridge has given the rights to British Council and IDP, they are both the same, whether it be content, format, marking, or the protocol, they are both identical. So you need not have any doubts which to choose from. Yes, what you have to look at is, I'm sure you have many doubts in your mind, which I'll try to clarify in this session. You would be having thoughts as to British Council or IDP. So what you have to really ponder and think is, like, look out for what test dates are available. All those of you who have not yet registered and want to appear for the exam, like in February end, March end, or April, you'll have to look which convenient date is available in IDP or British Council. Second consideration you must see is, if you are looking for a computer-based exam, then you should see if a computer-based exam is available in your city on that particular day and in which center, IDP or British Council. Also, try and choose a center which is close to your house. I think convenience also is important. So keeping all these considerations in mind, please opt for either of them and have no doubts regarding the validity. They're both exactly the same. Now, as you can see below, the validity of the score is from 2 years. For 2 years, IELTS score will be valid. And you do need an IELTS score if you want to go abroad, which we'll come to further, like as we go down the slides. So before that, I would just like to tell you, like how many sections IELTS has. I'm sure, like I said, those of you who are preparing, you definitely know a lot about IELTS. But those of you who are yet to begin, so IELTS tests your English proficiency or your level of command over English in 4 sections. Now, why does IELTS test you in 4 sections? Let's try and think about it. So you definitely, most of you want to go abroad, right? You want to go abroad to study. and you want to get admission in the dream college of your choice. So when you want to do so, you have to like have a language, English language score, and IELTS is the preferred language exam. It's like valid in 130 countries worldwide, and it is accepted by more than 13,000 universities worldwide. So IELTS is definitely something which, if you have a score of IELTS, and why IELTS is testing you, like I was telling you. So IELTS is testing you in 4 sections: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Why? Because let's visualize. Try to think for a moment that you've already arrived at your destination, be it Canada, USA, New Zealand, Australia, UK, wherever you wish to go to pursue your further studies. So there you are in a classroom. You are attending the lecture of a professor. So you would need good listening skills, correct? And you have to submit a lot of written presentations also. So writing skills are also essential. No doubt there'll be a lot of debates, and obviously you want to be a good speaker, therefore speaking skills are important. You have to read long passages, academic passages, when you are at the university. So needless to say, reading skills are also essential. So therefore IELTS is testing you in the right skills, right? You get a band, an overall band, an individual band in each section. So once you get an individual band in each section, once you get that, you will get an overall band, which will, be an average of all the 4 bands. Okay. So now what is the ideal band? The ideal band is different from college to college, but yes, a band of 7 or 7.5 is what we should definitely aspire for as an average. But our aim, our goal, like I said, we are in Josh, so we should aim for an 8 or 8.5, correct? So I will definitely answer to all your other queries towards the end, Jayant. So can I request you all from like trying not to raise your hand or, message in the chat box. All your queries I will definitely like answer. I'm trying to answer them also as we are moving down section wise, right? So let's come to the reading section. Okay. Now, the IELTS reading section lasts for 60 minutes. Before that, I would also like to tell you that what is the duration of the IELTS exam. So the duration of the IELTS exam is about 2 hours and 55 minutes. I'm being quite precise where I can. And how is it broken up? Like reading is for 1 hour, 60 minutes. Writing is also for 1 hour, which is 60 minutes. Speaking is actually 30 minutes, but in the paper-based exam, like another question which would be in your mind is paper-based or computer-based. So I'll come to that, but I definitely feel if you're good at typing, very briefly, the CBT or the computer-based exam is definitely better. It's more accurate. You have a word count. You don't really look to see how many words you've written. And always, you have an option of copy paste. So it's very useful. If you're comfortable in typing, please do try and appear for the computer-based exam. But there's no difference otherwise in the content between both of them. So if you're giving a paper-based exam, yes, when we come to listening, it's 40 minutes. But overall in the computer-based exam, it's about 30-35 minutes. So taking the paper-based exams, the IELTS exam will last you for 2 hours, 40 or 45 minutes. For the speaking section, it's about 11 to 15 minutes. So total makes it roughly about 250 or 2 hours, 55 minutes, right? So out of that, the reading test lasts for 60 minutes. And in the reading test, what are the number of questions? There are 40. So there is no negative marking. Each question is for 1 mark. And so even, sometimes students do find reading challenging. And yes, many of us feel that the passages, we are not able to comprehend, we are not able to understand. So when we will do the reading section individually in this session, like as we go on in the session plan, I'll certainly try and make sure that, you try to understand reading to the best of my ability. But at the moment, all I would like to say is don't leave any answer. Even if in IELTS, we always say, make educated guesses. So sometimes for some questions, even if you're not able to find, make an educated guess and move on. Sometimes these guesses, these instincts prove to be very beneficial. Okay. Now, out of the score of 40, finally, it's converted to an IELTS 9-band scale. Let's say, you get like 35 correct out of 40. Supposing, let's assume, you will obviously get around an 8 band. If you're getting 37 or 38, you would get an 8.5. So we'll all aim definitely to make sure that you try and get at least 35 or 37 correct. Now, like I said, the scores are also reported in whole and half. So like I told you, 37 or 38 would be an 8.5 band. And in reading, out of the 40 questions, there are very different type of questions also. We call them 14 different types of questions which come up. Some of these are like true false questions, yes no, matching paragraphs, matching headings, sentence completion, sentence summary. So there are very different types of questions, all of which we will practice together as a team. We'll move ahead and we'll definitely try that each one of us is able to surmount this challenge and not feel that reading is something we can't tackle. So we'll go on to it once we move in the session plan. Fine. Now we'll move on to the next class section. Okay. Now, first I wanted to show you the difference between like general and academic, right? So as you all know, there are two kinds of modules in IELTS, general and academic. Now, the general is for those who wish to go abroad to migrate for PR. Those people will be doing the academic. And for the general, and those who wish to go abroad to study, that you will be doing the academic one. Naturally, now it's understood that it's academic. You're going to university, you're going abroad to study. So where does the difference lie? That in listening and speaking, primarily there's no difference. There's no difference at all. The listening and speaking sections are more or less the same for both modules. In the reading section, like as you can see in the slide, the general overall, if I tell you, the general training in the reading is a little easier. The passages are a little easier. The academic ones, they are long passages. You get around 3 passages of 700 words. Like these texts are straight from academic lectures, from books, journals, magazines, and newspapers. So this is really for like, it is a little tough, but like I said, we'll definitely try and crack it together, and we'll remove the word of any doubt, of any fear. And like in IELTS, in the reading one, you can see that, they are work related short passages. And these are ones which you are likely to read in your daily English speaking environment. So we will obviously be focusing on the academic, because at LeapScholar, we focus more on the academic ones, right? Now, this is just to show you, I'm sure we are all aiming, like I said, our goal is an 8 or an 8.5 band. And there's just showing you a chart for the general and the academic, like what is the score like and what band you should get. So kindly have a look at it, a quick look, you can have a look. I'm sure you'll all want to look at the raw score and you would like to see 40 or 37, 38 or 36. We must all like determine that none of us will get less than 35, an 8 band. That's something we'll all have to do together. I will need your cooperation, and from my side, I will ensure that definitely in reading, you will be able to overcome your fears. Right? Now, let me come to the writing module. Now, the writing module is you get 2 tasks, right? There is a difference in the writing module, definitely in the general and the academic. There is a difference. Now, the difference is that the part 2 of like writing has 2 parts. Part 1, we call it task. In IELTS, the question is always called task. So task 1 and task 2. So task 1 is like in academic, it's about, a bar chart, a diagram, a pie chart, or a map, sometimes even a process diagram. So what happens is you have to act like a reporter, an analyst, and you have to simply report and narrate all the data which you are seeing on the chart or the graph. So you have to write 150 words. You get 20 minutes for it. And it's like you don't have to give your own opinion. You simply have to, like, you're given a pictorial data and you have to summarize or explain the information, or like the stages in a process in your own words. The introduction, as in IELTS we always do, we paraphrase it. Or what does paraphrase mean? Rewriting it in your own words. So it's like not very complicated. The vocabulary which we use also is simple. but we must know the exact vocabulary to use in, as in goes in all writing tasks 1 or 2, and that we'll certainly again, like, we'll do together. I'll tell you the right kind of synonyms, the exact vocabulary which you need to use, and the format also, how many paragraphs to form, how to organize your task 1. So in general, you will not be getting a chart or a diagram, rather you will be getting a letter. Again, the time is the same, 20 minutes and 150 words you have to write. So the letter is like, maybe informal, which means could be you're writing to your friend, could be semi-formal or formal, you are writing to a station master or a principal. So there, the letter you are requesting for some information, or you are explaining the situation. So as far as task 2 is concerned, which is the essay, I would often say that is the dreaded part of writing, because in the essay we have to give our opinion, we have to express our own ideas. So we do get a good ample time of 40 minutes, which is pretty good. So 40 minutes, and we have to write 250 words. Regarding the word limit, please don't ever write less than 150 words in task 1 and less than 250 in task 2. You can write 30 or 40 words extra, but I would always advise you not to go too much beyond, let's say, restricted to 180 words in task 1 and about 200 or 290 in task 2. Because sometimes we get so carried away and we want to express our ideas, but we must try and restrain ourselves from writing more. But yes, again, reiterating, please don't write less than 250 or 150. So now the essays could be like, asking you for a point of view, whether you agree, you would disagree on a certain point, an argument essay or an advantage, disadvantage essay, or also a problem solution essay. So these are different types of essays, which again, we will do in detail. You will send us your writing and we will evaluate. I'll evaluate them for you. Also, we'll be, of course, having 1 or 2 mock tests in writing before we do the full length mock test. So there's nothing to worry at all. We will understand the total format which IELTS examiners need. I know many of us have tried to, appear for IELTS earlier, and we may have got, a band of 6 or 6.5, and we may feel that, we are stuck at that. But you have to rest assured that at LeapScholar, I will try to give you like the strategies and the, how to practice and how to write an essay which would definitely fetch you a better band. So main trick is in sentence formation, vocabulary. So we will together try and understand like what the IELTS examiners want, what is, their requirement. We'll understand the band descriptors, the marking criteria. So that will help you to write your essays in a manner which would be befitting, and that will help you to improve. So I'll give you a list of synonyms again, list of vocabulary, connectors, so that you are able to like improve your writing. I'm sure most of you would be very good, but there's always scope for improvement. And that's why you are here at the crash course, and it's definitely going to help you. So I'll answer to all your queries later, but I hope I'm trying to clarify. And again, now we are I'm showing you a slide on the computer delivered and paper-based IELTS, which many of us have in our mind, British Council or IDP, computer delivered or paper-based. So if you can have a look, you would be seeing that the results of the computer-based are available to you in a period of 5 to 7 days, which is good if you have your deadlines for colleges, or you're even like all the time waiting for your result. So I'm sure all of us, including me, will definitely be very anxious to see what the best result we get. So the result is available very soon, whereas in a paper-based IELTS, you get your result in 13 days. And as regards, your the test availability, that also you can see that in the computer delivered, it's up to 5 days a week. And in the paper-based, it's up to 48 days per year. The length of the test, like in listening, it differs. Because why is it different? In in the paper-based exam, you get 10 minutes extra. Actually, that's the only thing, although we've written 30 minutes, but you get a question sheet and also an answer sheet. So you will be listening to the audio, which you will hear only once. Time remains the same, but in the paper-based exam, you get 10 minutes extra to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Whereas in the computer based, you do get about 4 to 5 minutes and you can check your answers also. So reading, of course, remains the same, writing also, and speaking also. So there's not really much of a difference there. So regarding the booking, you have to see whether there is a computer-based exam available in your city. And when you are booking, you can just see for this icon, or if you're wanting to see a paper-based, again, you can look for a similar icon. So if again, I am like reiterating, if you are good in typing, do try and opt for a computer-based exam. It has a host of benefits, but no doubt that the paper-based exam also is perfectly the same in content, format, or in protocol. So there's no major difference as such. They're all, like I said, co-owned by IDP and British Council. So the exams are conducted in a very fair and a very professional manner. I hope that clarifies your doubts to some extent. Now, let's just understand and we'll see a roadmap like you are with us at LeapScholar. So what all will we be doing? So we shall cover obviously all modules. We will be covering all the 4 sections: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Needless to say, in all the 4 sections, we will talk to you in detail. And like you'll have a session plan, which I'm sure we've already shared with you. So what you will see in that is that Drishabh will just brief you a little bit about the links and about the speaking club. We have this benefit. So I would like to tell you a little bit about speaking also. So like, when you register for your exam, when you register either with IDP or with British Council on a specified date, you will first get a slot for your reading, listening, and writing sections. For the speaking section, mostly like in the computer-based exam, sometimes it's on the same day mostly, but it can be on a different day, or even if it's on the same date, there's a gap of about 2 to 3 hours. So the speaking examination is a face-to-face interview with the examiner, and it's on a different day or on a different time. So it's something which definitely is like, I would say it's a little overwhelming, and we all would get a little nervous, because it's a face-to-face interaction, and one has never really, interacted or spoken English in the form of an interview. But the main trick is to be very fluent, not to get nervous, which is human. But then together again, we will try and see how, I would try and make you less nervous and more confident, so that you can express yourself very naturally, very fluently, and you'll be able to give your speaking exam, I'm sure, very, very well, because speaking is something which comes to us naturally. And even if we feel that, we are fumbling or we are taking long pauses, rest assured, that is something which is very natural. And even with that, the examiners know that as humans, we would take slight pauses, but the main trick is to try and expand your answers, to elaborate your answers. So again, marking criteria will be briefed to you. The vocabulary, what kind of vocabulary should you use? It's a formal interview, so how to use like words which are not high sounding, but they are appropriate. So our words should be used very accurately. Our grammar, our tenses, our grammatical range of accuracy should be good, so that the examiner feels that really you are well versed and you have a good command over the English language. So I would request Rishabh to share a few words with you regarding the links and the availability of the speaking and grammar club. So over to you, Rishabh.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Yeah, good evening, everyone. So I'll just explain the slide very clearly to you. So we will cover all modules in the crash course, and sir will be teaching all the modules here, even though you have the speaking club. Sir will take one-to-one speaking sessions for you guys, and you have to be active through the chats. So there are 2 groups on Telegram. One is the channel, and the other is the discussion group. So the discussion group is for all of you to chat, and the channel which is there, that is, only the admins can send the messages there. So all the important messages will be shared there. If you don't want the discussion, and if you don't want the notification to ping you every time, you can leave that discussion group if you want, or you can mute it. But please don't mute the Telegram group, the channel. All right. so that you don't miss any important information. The third point is the Cambridge books will be provided in the Telegram group's description. So this is an error, guys. So this is an old PowerPoint presentation. Instead of WhatsApp, this will be Telegram. When you click on the group's name, and then you will see the information there. So in the information there is the notice board link is provided, uh, and the notice board link is provided, and the drive link is provided. You can find the Cambridge link, in the notice board. Just open the notice board link once and explore the entire, dashboard there. So the recordings will be available, 1 day after the class. So if you have the class now, like every day 9 to 10 p.m., the recordings will be uploaded on the next day before 12 p.m. All right. So please don't, keep asking us to upload the recording on the same day. We will upload the recordings on the next day before 12 p.m. All right. So speaking club, I'll tell you guys how the speaking club will work. So your batch will have speaking club every Friday. So you're a very lucky batch, because usually, we start speaking club after 1 week. So your batch has got an early chance, which will be from Friday onwards. Mohammed sir will be the trainer. He'll be teaching you guys. So the speaking club has been divided into into two sessions. The 4 to 6 session from Monday to Friday has been divided into two sessions. One is the 4 to 4:30 session, which is the input session, and the other is 4:30 to 6 p.m. session. In the 4 to 4:30 session, sir will be teaching daily tips and giving you guys daily tips and tricks to improve your speaking. And the other session, the 4:30 to 6 p.m. session, sir will be taking sir and Diksha ma'am will be taking the speaking test practice for you guys. So the registration link that I've sent on the group, and all of you, I will send on the group, and all of you will have to fill it to book a slot. All right. So every Friday, 60 registrations. We can open 60 registrations, and 60 students from this batch will be able to speak. So now there is a limit. Each student will only be allowed to speak, 3 times in the entire speaking club duration. So speaking club will be, till the end of your batch date. You will have speaking club on Fridays, and on the other days you will be able to, join the speaking club as audience. The 4 to 4:30 session is open to all. The link is in the notice board link, and the 4:30 to 6 p.m. session link will be different every day. It will be shared in the speaking club Telegram group. All right. So now the grammar club will be every Saturday, taken by Diksha ma'am, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Every Saturday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. guys. And recordings will be provided for grammar club and not the speaking club. So we know that a lot of students, who are attending the session today and from this batch are, are working. So you guys won't be able to attend the 4 to 6 speaking session every day. So what we can do is, we will be organizing, some evening sessions as well. So please wait till then. And yeah, so these are some guidelines that you need to follow, and I know, all of you already follow this. So you guys need to be polite and courteous to your fellow mates. Converse in only English language, and ask your doubts in the discussion group. Just don't spam it. All right. One other thing that I want to mention to you guys is, guys, all the 5 students who are attending the session, if your friends have the doubts and they ask in the discussion group, please be kind enough to, help them out on the spot. Because, we might not be there for you, 24/7 to answer your queries. But if you see that a, student is facing difficulty in joining the class, or, has doubts regarding speaking club or grammar club, you can always help them. Please provide a helping hand. This will help you guys as well, and the others as well. All right. So I think I've covered this slide, sir. All
Yeah,
right.
thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
again.
much.
If you so one last thing, if you guys have
Yes,
not been added to the Telegram group, I'll share my phone number here. You can WhatsApp me your name, your batch, and your query. I have shared my WhatsApp number here. Please take it down and message me that you have not been added to the Telegram group, and I'll add you. Okay. Yeah.
wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rishabh. Thank you so much for giving so much information and guiding them as to how they would take advantage of the speaking and the grammar club. So as you all heard, Rishabh, LeapScholar has organized this very innovative, I would use for speaking and grammar club. And also, I'm very happy that Rishabh really called you all a fortunate batch and a lucky batch. Huh? So let's make this actually come true, and your dream also to come true, and that you achieve your goal. So please do try and attend. Like he said, you can be the audience. You can hear others speak. When we hear others, we sort of imbibe, we learn a lot of things. And also that helps us. We always take back home something, that this person spoke like this. And let me also try and, deploy that word or that phrase. And also, of course, you will be having one-on-one sessions, like he said, like from Friday. And even the grammar club, I feel the grammar is like very essential. In each of the IELTS sections, your marking criteria or one of the important band descriptors is your grammatical range of accuracy. Like what kind of sentences are you forming? We all form sentences, but what kind? Are they really, impressionable? Are they really good? And everything is like, expressed very accurately and with a lot of clarity. And also our tenses, be it the past or the present, past, whatever tense, we have to be sure that we don't go wrong. So we might be like comfortable in our tenses, but like I said, there's always scope for improvement. So do take, advantage of these speaking and grammar clubs, which would really help you improve in both your all four sections, I would say, not only in the speaking. And a small note on how what Rishabh said, we are working as a team. So for each one of us to report victory, let's try and be very kind and considerate to our fellow mates. We are like friends, but let's always have that spirit, that compassionate spirit within us, that we should ask our doubts, but we would not spam it, right? So I'm very confident that you all would definitely set an example. Let's be exemplary by forming a group which, sort of each one of us, we can report that each one did so well. Are you all with me? Yeah, I'm waiting for a message in the chat box and looking forward to your affirmation. Yes. Okay, good. Great. So nice. Prince Prashi, Ritika, Shruti, Ronak, Sai Vamsi, Rainel, Supreet, Kunal Swami. Yes. Great. I'm sure you're all motivated, and I'm feeling motivated and inspired too. Yes, Shri Lata, what would you like to ask? Yes, Suraj, I'm sure we are all looking forward to it. Great. I'm so happy. You all seem extremely motivated and inspired, and this is exactly what I had actually anticipated and visualized, that this group is going to do wonders. So I'm sure I will try and remove your doubts at the end of the thing. At the moment, just let's go over a few facts which you might want to know before we close today's sessions. Like, when can you take the IELTS exam, and who should be taking it? So, like I said, you can take the IELTS exam. There are multiple dates available in a month, multiple. But yes, in certain cities, they don't have the facility for a computer-based exam. So there you'll have to look out. If you are really keen to take a computer-based exam, you can maybe opt for a city which is nearest to you. You can always have a look, and now there you can book your exam there. Regarding the scores, I already said that the scores are valid for 2 years. So let's say if you are in the 11th standard, your scores would be valid for 2 years more. That is, if you are taking your IELTS exam, let's say in April 2021, so your score would be valid till April 2023. So that's a comfortable period, and you can definitely try and, see when you want to take your IELTS exam. So as regarding the score, which is good. So like I said to you earlier, each college has its own requirement. That is something which, you'll have to go to the counseling section. Even in the LeapScholar, you will have free counseling. You can always consult us counselors and ask them. But the very broad, what I want to tell you is that 7 or 7.5 is the ideal band. So we must aim nothing less than that. And also some colleges do require that in each section of IELTS, like in reading, listening, and writing, you should have a minimum of 6.5 minimum. So that's what we need to see, that in no section should we get less than 6.5. And overall, of course, we are going to aim for a 7.5 or 8. And regarding IDP or British Council, I think we have talked at length enough. Since University of Cambridge is involved, and IDP and British Council, they have given the rights to them to conduct the exam. So you need not have any doubts when choosing either IDP or British Council. It's the same pattern, same format, same content, same protocol. Now, whether you can take CBT from home, well, at the moment, all the test centers have opened up. So, unfortunately, situation is getting better. And like I said, you have number of dates available. So there, you don't have to worry at all whether, you have to go to the center and there's any fear of the pandemic or anything. There's nothing like that. The centers are very safe. There's a lot of social distancing, and none of the students have complained at all, of any feature. Sometimes there are rumors you might be hearing, like it all depends on one's own experience. Somebody may have had a good experience in IDP, some more in British Council. It would depend. On the day of the exam, the test taker may have faced some difficulty in the network, or in the computers in a British Council center or IDP. That's a question of chance. So you don't have to, go by these rumors at all. You have to sort of make up your own mind, and you have to see logically, which is, like I said, a convenient test center, and also or a computer based if it's near you. If you are like, you feel any of one is like having a stammering problem, or you feel in the speaking section, well, it's advisable then you can carry a certificate from any doctor. And so you don't need to be conscious, or you don't need to be hesitant at all. And you can definitely show, many students have done that with me also, and they got a certificate, and the examiners were very considerate, and they got a good score in speaking. So we don't have to worry or think about that also. And how many days, I think that also we discussed when we did the comparison between paper based and computer based, that in the computer based you get your test scores much earlier, like in 5 to 7 days. So that's quite good and encouraging. Of course, in the paper based also, you get your results in 13 days. So I guess these are some of the queries, some of the doubts which all of you must be having in your mind. And I really hope that I have cleared or clarified as we go on in our journey together. Every day there will be doubts, and I hope every session will be more, you'll have more clarity, and you will like feel that you know a lot about what you have to do to crack your IELTS exam. My wish is, and I'm sure yours is also, that we should crack the IELTS with a good decent band in the first attempt. Now another thing is, yes, many of you are appearing for an exam, as I see, very soon. So, well, every section is important. So as we go down, you see in the session plan, we've already given you a schedule. So once you see that and you'll go through that, if you do require, say, let's, for example, we are taking the writing section first. I'm just giving you an example. Well, you have the speaking club for you on Friday waiting for you. So you can definitely practice there. And as a special case, if somebody has the, exams coming up like very near, what we can do is you can like request us in the group, and I will try all of those who have the exams very near to get the recordings of a few classes for the reading or section which I know you would want to know. I think listening is something, reading and listening sections, like I said, are, like very receptive. No, you require a lot of receptive skills, we always say in IELTS. So what is that? Like listening, I feel, is the most scoring section, in IELTS. To get an overall band of 8 or 8.5 in the listening section, we must try and aim for an 8 or an 8.5 band. And we already discussed the bands, that if you get a 35, more or less reading and listening have the same scorecards. So you'll be eligible to get an 8 band. If you have 37, 38, you would get 8.5. So in the listening exam, we have to really aim, we have to focus. You do hear the audio only once, but then our main thrust is going to be on our focusing. If we focus well, there's no doubt that, it's an exam which everybody scores well. So why should I say that, it's like receptive? Because somebody is giving you information, telling you something. So all you have to do is, in the reading and listening, especially, you have to absorb that. You have to predict your answers when you look at the questions, and you really know what you are going to, or you should be on the lookout that this is exactly what I need to hear. So the listening and reading sections are, like very scoring, and these are sections we have to bank upon, that we have to make an aim overall to get an 8 and 8.5. That is what will help us or assist us in getting a very good overall band. So not to say that in the speaking section we can't score. Definitely these are subjective sections, but because we are giving our opinion in them, right? Even in the speaking and the writing, the examiner in the speaking section is looking forward to hear from you to form a judgment. Same case in the writing, that the examiners want to know, how well you express your ideas, how well you organize them, how well you are able to link them, what we call coherence and, like connectors. So we are giving our opinion in the writing and speaking sections. Therefore, they are a little more tougher to score. But not to say many at LeapScholar itself, one of our students has gotten 9 in speaking very recently. So isn't that great news? That a band 9 in speaking is something each of us would aspire, and it's something we all look forward to. So it's not impossible to achieve at all. Even in writing, I think LeapScholar has got excellent results where many of us have got a 7.5 or a 7. It is difficult to get an 8 in writing, I would be very honest with you, but let's aim to do very well in the reading and listening sections, equally so in the speaking, and yes, in the writing we'll all try to get as good a band as can be. So I hope that sort of, puts the IELTS structure in your mind, what you're going to aim for, what is your goal, correct? Now, if you have any specific doubts, you're most welcome to ask me. Okay, so you have your exam on the 2nd of March, Reshma. Certainly, I will definitely try. I will definitely try to help you with the recordings. I will speak to Rishabh and we'll definitely try. Ritu Bala, you said if it's an argument, we'll be told which point of view. Yes, if it's an argument, no, it will depend upon you. You can take any opinion. Actually, in IELTS, the examiner will never mark you on your opinion. There's no right or wrong answer, right? So it all depends, like how you express your opinion. You can take a neutral stand. You can take any stand you want. Advantage, disadvantage, agree, disagree. Whatever you feel, you can write better. I would say don't go by your heart. Think what you can deliver better. That's always, like in IELTS, we don't really, nobody is going to verify facts. And no right or wrong opinion is there. So you don't have to worry. Leave all your worries. We are here at LeapScholar to hold your hand through all the 4 sections. So you don't have to worry at all. Okay. I have already, I think, answered. All of you have your exams on the 4th or 2nd or 3rd. But definitely, I'll try and help you. Regarding Patel, you have an exam like on the 4th. Okay, fine. All those who have it on the 13th, there's good time. So that I'm sure you'll be able to manage. Abhay, yes, if you're planning to give your exam in April, there's no issue at all. I'm sure you have enough time, ample time to practice, right? Don't worry about the mock test. If your exam is on 13th of March, we'll certainly try and do something about that. But recordings only for those who have the exams on the 2nd or 3rd of March, because it'll be difficult to arrange for everybody. I hope you appreciate that. No, if you haven't registered for your exam, don't worry, don't hasten. You can give your exam after practicing a lot. Practice is what will make you perfect, no? So don't worry at all. Don't ponder. Let's give our exam after practicing, after really appearing. Well, regarding affordable education in Germany or other places, like I said, please consult our counselors. They are the right people who will give you the most appropriate answer. Sure. Well, Prachi, I'm afraid I don't know about the speaking timings. I don't know. We'll see, but it's difficult for me to commit because, we have our club sessions all timed, so it's a little difficult. Right? Yes, 1 month. If you have your exam, if you've registered, a month is good time. But if you all haven't registered, then I would say, please hold on. Okay. If you have registered, don't worry. The crash course session plan is, of course, in the group, like Rishabh told you. I'm sure all you will be helpful to each other, and you'll clarify all your doubts. Okay, even if you are with an IDP counselor, I'm sure she'll guide you. Well, Supreet, it's not, you just get limited time in the writing section. So I don't think it's wise to first make a rough and then do it. We should go on in one attempt only. You don't have so much time to transfer your answers. Yes, the speaking doubts, you can certainly ask me when we come to the sections. Once we do it, each section individually, it's better you can ask me doubts then. I'm sure each one of us will have a lot of doubts, and certainly we'll do that. So Abhay, if you are going for general, well, we'll try and organize some classes for you for the letter writing. In rest, I'm sure most will be common. So I hope you'll be able to manage. We'll help you to the best of our ability. Let's say, like, well, Mukpati, like for even job seekers, everybody's going for a job, mostly, of course, for studying also. So you should aim for a 7 or 7.5 band at least, like I said. Yes, certainly, Ronak, we will evaluate the writings for you, and definitely we will do. So, Sarth, the listening test will be conducted as per schedule. Let's wait till we take up each section. We'll take up each section, no? The session plan will show you. Okay, so I'm sure I've clarified most of your doubts, and I hope you all are happy and you would go back and, give yourself a positive thought that you are going to do very well. You're going to crack your IELTS. And from tomorrow onwards, we'll all get down to each section individually, and I'll try and help each one of you. Okay. Thank you so much.
So, I'm sorry to interrupt in the end, but let's answer some questions. Some students, have questions.
Sure.
Arvind has to ask, in computer-based test, is there a backspace counter? Like how many times we used the backspace in the essay writing section, and will it affect our score, sir?
No, it won't affect your scores at all. It is available, so it will definitely not affect your scores. Don't have those fears at all in your mind.
Yeah, and Ranil has. I have some doubts regarding the paper.
Regarding the paper-based. Okay, so yes, you see, if you don't have a very good handwriting, well, if you're typing, like I said, better to give the computer-based. No, if you have doubts on your handwriting, better to give computer-based. So the advantages of paper-based over computer-based are less compared to the advantages of computer-based exam. Definitely, like I said, the computer-based has more advantages. So do try and give the computer-based. Do try and improve your speed, if you can, because definitely if you don't have a good handwriting, it is going to affect the score, right? So as regarding a book, Venkatyagi, yes, the Cambridge books, like Rishabh told you, it's available. All the matter is available. They are very good books. And as we go on, I'll tell you also if you find the need for another one. But the Cambridge books are very, very reliable.
Yeah.
Yes, you will get rough papers in the computer-based. You will. Royal, if you want to book in April for September intake, that you'll have to consult the counselors for your deadlines. That would be better. But do try and take it at the earliest. Once you have your IELTS score, then you have your application for colleges, and also obviously it's better, but still do consult your counselor. It's always good to have a counselor, for your IELTS scores. But roughly, I would tell you, try and definitely clear it in April.
This question is very easy to answer. Srilata, no, spell check will not be available in your computer-based exam, because if spell check is available in the computer-based exam, then the point is not there.
Yes. Purna, no, the speaking exam is not like, it will be even in the computer-based, it's a face-to-face interaction. Face-to-face interaction with the examiner. So it's not a recorded or anything.
Darpan wants to know what is the eligibility criteria and passing score.
See, as such, there's no passing score, and I don't think we should even think of getting a 5 or less than that. So basic thing is, what is the score required by the college, the universities which you are aspiring to go. So like I told you, each college has a different score. Many colleges even are satisfied with an overall band of 6.5. In Australia, for example, many of them are satisfied. So it depends on the requirement of a college particularly, and of a university. So you must consult the counselors, but generally I'm giving you an idea. It's between 6.5 to 7.5. So nothing less than 6.5.
Yeah. And
Regarding the complete details of a computer based, I would suggest I will get on to you once we start the session. I will ask one of the students who has recently appeared. You would get a first hand information, because they have made some changes. So I'm not answering all your queries for a computer based exam. Let him or her come and tell you. That will be first hand information, and more informative.
yeah. So
Ryan, we don't know which cities. We don't have a list. That easily, when you go to the IDP or British Council site, you will get all the lists of the from which cities it is available. So please look up.
And all those watching the video on YouTube, guys, if you like the session, do like there's a like button there. Click on it and do subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, we would love you to do that, because I do hope all of you enjoyed and you found this session informative. So do subscribe. We will look forward to associating with you and having you with us at LeapScholar, and we'll look forward to having your results being published in IELTS blog, that we got the best results. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you so much. Good night, and thank you very much for attending this session and for being so patient. Thank you so much. Good night.